Jesus fucking Christ. Jesus goddamn fucking Christ.
Yeah.
Welcome to Worship Hour.
Lord Jesus has a fire.
I ain't got time for that.
Ain't nobody got time.
All right. So welcome to episode 8 or 9 of
the
Whiskey Cage.
The Whiskey Cage, yes.
Oh, no, not the beast! Not the beast!
Going to detain a blighter for enjoying his whiskey.
How'd it get burned? How'd it get burned? How'd it get burned? How'd it get burned? You bitches! Take it easy with my cat! You bitches!
Whiskey Cage.
We watch Nicolas Cage movies, will slightly inebriated, and then discuss them after.
Gay.
We've had problems on which show this is before.
We've had problems.
A few.
I mean, whoever is the audio engineer of this fucking podcast is a fucking moron. It's just, he needs to be fired. He or she, whatever.
The cat could do a better job than whoever's doing that shit.
They should be ashamed. They should be goddamn ashamed.
I think as we've found though, there's technical things that are beyond. It's technology. It's not just the engineering part. I don't think there's technological limitations.
But the audio engineer should have a better understanding of technology, which clearly our engineer doesn't have, and it's a little concerning. I think we should start looking.
He
needs
to do some homework.
Well,
that fucking guy.
I think we should just fire him and get somebody else.
Okay. Who do you have in the running?
I think your cat could do a better job. And
she's got my endorsement.
I've seen her. I think she went to DeVry. And I think she could do.
ITT Tech.
This is episode 8 or 9 of the Whiskey Cage.
Because it's been that long, and we don't know if the last episode's going to make the cut because we've said, the aforementioned technical issues.
But hopefully that one will go up. Hopefully this one will be up, and this one will be number 9. And we watched a Cage movie this week.
Yes, we did. And apologies in advance for any issues, but the Cage movie we watched this week is pretty new, really new. It's probably the newest one that's been released because it was released today.
Yesterday. It came out yesterday, and we've both been looking forward to this. I think
I had heard about this movie for a while, and I had an interest in it because it's basic. The plot is based on a mobile video game.
God damn it, Rudy! So much anticipation. What is the title of this film?
Willy's Wonderland.
That's right.
And trailer.
Welcome to Willy's Wonderland. Spend the night cleaning Willy's Wonderland, and I will pay to have your car fixed. Deal? You are officially on staff. Let's get the hell out of here. I can't stand to hear a grown man scream.
This place has a dark history. I know the bullshit story they told you. It's a lie. You're here to be a human sacrifice.
We're going to Willy's.
But yeah, people probably know it's based off Five Nights at Freddy's. It's an indie smash hit mobile game.
Do people know that?
Some people do.
I didn't know that.
Well, you're not really. You don't play games on your phone, so yeah. But yeah, that's basically the premise. This dude is trapped in a redneck Chuck E. Cheese with evil demonic animatronic characters that are trying to kill him, and mayhem ensues. That's the Rudy synopsis of this movie.
Probably the best synopsis you've ever done.
You think so?
In the history
I
of
think
this,
I did some pretty good.
In the history of this
synopsis.
No, you always suck, and I usually
F you.
I usually have to interrupt you to correct
F
you.
You
You throw in. First of all, like unnecessary and
Unnecessary. I challenge you on that, good sir.
Check the tape. Check the tape.
Tape don't lie. Film don't lie, homie.
Hey, dude, I'm the audio engineer. I will cut in a piece of shit that you said before.
Yeah, but you're getting fired, so it's not happening anymore.
God damn it! That whole facade that I created earlier, it's all
just crumbled.
It's all just destroyed.
Your true colors are showing through. I knew you were gonna.
Come on. Neither one of us can bring up a Cyndi Lauper song without singing a fucking Cyndi Lauper song.
Yes.
What? This is way outside this podcast, but
Cyndi Lauper.
A fun fact about Rudy is that he goddamn loves Cyndi Lauper.
I love Cyndi Lauper. She's so great. Oh my. Yeah.
One of your.
She's one of my '80s.
Do you do that? Do you do that in karaoke, or you just love the song?
No, that's too hard.
You've never done Girls Just Want to Have Fun?
Well, I think, for my birthday by myself, once I went to a private karaoke room and just sang that. And it was
That's
magical.
the most depressing story ever.
Yeah. Although it was a really depressing birthday. It was my 30th, so. But no, I've never done Cyndi Lauper in karaoke, and I never planned to.
Hey, happy birthday, buddy.
Yeah, so moving on. Where were we?
Well, we were going to talk about this movie, but I think something we've both been maybe looking forward to as much as this movie is the fucking whiskey that we're going to drink this week, because it has been a while since we recorded. You bought this whiskey quite a while ago. And you've been saving it specifically for a podcast.
Yes, it's a 10-year-old whiskey, but now it's 10 plus because it's been a while.
10 years and 3 months old.
It's
Rudy aged.
It's a whiskey I've been really interested in trying for a long time because I'm a fan, as you know, of the Isle of Whiskeys.
Yes. I think we both are.
Yeah. Yes. Port Charlotte. I've never had it. I've heard a lot about it. It's the 10-year standard. Very fucking cool bottle. I really like it.
When you took that out of the box, I was like, wow, it looks like a bigger version of the Hendrix bottle.
It's not as squat and stout as a Hendrix bottle. It's very cylindrical.
Is it heavy?
Yeah, it's heavy, dude. Yeah. It's glad you want to.
It looks like
it's got some heft to it.
Oh, that would be a great barroom fight bottle.
As Vladimir Putin would say, I could kill a man with this bottle.
I didn't know he said that.
That's what he said when he stole Robert Kraft's Super Bowl ring. He said, I could kill a man with this ring. And then he just took it. And Robert Kraft was like, okay, Putin just stole my Super Bowl ring. You don't know this story?
I don't.
Dude, it's famous.
I don't really follow Patriots.
That might be the best comedy that's ever come out of your mouth in the history of everything you've said.
All right, let's pour this fucking whiskey, dude. Come on. And
all right, you got your glass?
Yeah, I do have my glass. I prepped our glasses prior because usually, the glasses are behind. Yeah, actually, I do want. Well, I could have done that after it was in my glass, but
well, you could have just from the bottle though.
Oh, that's
because when you pour it.
Oh, there's some peat.
Yeah,
I can. Wow, look at you pouring your own glass first.
Yeah, because I don't want you to taste it before me.
Fucking rude. Ooh, that's a healthy pour.
Yes, sir.
I'll give you a nice tip at a bar. Is that soapy?
Soapy? I don't think so because I wash. Those are my glasses, and I wash them because I don't appreciate the way you wash them.
This is a different issue. Okay. So,
does it smell soapy?
No.
Because if it does, you should get a new glass.
It doesn't. It's fine. It smells peaty. That's what it smells like. Oh, by the way, dismissive salute.
Dismissive salute.
That's good.
That's really good.
Yeah.
This is really fucking good.
I haven't had any peaty stuff for quite a while.
Yeah, but this has like a complexity to it it's really good. It's not just. It's not. Yeah.
Where did you hear about this? How? You said you heard
Just
about-
being a fan of Isla Scotch whiskeys, because they're known for their peatiness.
Do you want to educate us a little bit on the Isla?
So the Isla whiskeys are known for their peatiness. That's
Their deal.
Yeah, Ardbeg. What's the other one?
Lafroig.
Lagavulin, Lafroig. There used to be more, but now I think there's like 6, 7, 8 of them left on the. It's an island off of the coast of Scotland.
It's called
Isla. And
Isla.
And it's one of the regions of Scotch that that Scotch comes. There's Highlands, Isla, Lowlands.
That is the fucking fascinating thing about Scotch.
Campbelltown, Skye, and maybe one or two more that I'm forgetting right now. But yeah, there's like different regions of Scotland that have different characteristics for their whiskey.
It's fucking fascinating to me.
It is.
And I don't know, even though I co-host a podcast that claims to be about whiskey, like I don't know nearly enough about like that. Because I know Isla and I know Highlands basically. Right. And I know the Highland taste. Usually that's pretty smooth.
It's very smooth. There's like a characteristic to it that you can. Oh yeah.
And the Isla is
very smoky, peaty, and they usually taste of the sea.
This for a 10-year, and but it's fucking great.
It's really good, dude. There's like
I'm curious the price point of this.
I don't remember because it's been a while.
Oh, come on. Was it expensive? Like, did you?
It wasn't cheap, but it wasn't super expensive. I think it was around $70 to $80.
Okay, so that's a pretty
around
good.
the price of like a bottle of Oban or something like that.
Oban's about 100, I think.
Is it?
Depending on
it's gone up then because it used to be around $85 to $85.
At Ramirez, it was 99 last time I got it at Ramirez.
Okay, but yeah, everything's gone up since the last couple of years.
Oh, this economy.
This economy.
Right,
but yeah, so it was around $80.
So based on my 3 or 4 sips, man, I'm impressed.
I'm very impressed.
So how much is Lagavulin? Is that around the same?
Yeah, it's a little more expensive, about $100. It's
okay.
Yeah,
I'll take it over. Because I would look for. Because I found, I think we discussed.
We just scuffed it.
Like a Mike Tyson thing.
Discussed it. Motherfucker.
I've discovered within the last couple of months the Airstone, which
is excellent for a
$30 bottle of
excellent Scotch
Highland,
whiskey.
Like that's fucking.
Is that a Highland?
Oh, maybe it's not a Highland. Where the hell is that?
Because they have a bottling, the one that you buy. You want to talk about that? The bottling? The seed cask?
We've talked about it previously
Okay.
quite a bit in one of them, so I'm not going to.
It's really good.
Into it. It's
for a $30 bottle of Scotch whiskey.
It's become my kind of go-to. I think
your new well.
Because for a while you're always doing the Bushmills,
right?
Which I can accept, even though it's Irish. But and Bushmills is typically about $20, and for $10 more you can get Airstone, which Airstone is not. You're not going to find it
for $10. You're getting a significant upgrade in quality.
It's just a matter of where, because I've only found it at Bevmo, and even the couple of times I've purchased it, there's literally been one bottle left. And,
wow!
And they have a sea cask and a land cask. And I've only gotten the sea cask because that's all that's been available.
I like the sea cask a lot.
I do too. I just haven't tried the land cask. They have a label for land cask, but it's never there. So
interesting.
Yeah, I think the next time Bevmo stocks up, I need to get there and just buy it all.
You should. And then buy a bottle of this stuff because this stuff is really good.
Yeah,
this might be.
Yes.
Wow, this might be my top 5 now.
That's quick.
But it's that good to me because I really like the Isla whiskeys, like the so it's right up there. And then like just how good it tastes and the complexity is like, to me, it's really good. I really like it a lot.
Well, I think it's fucking fantastic. Would you? I would definitely would not drink this on the rocks, but would you like maybe like a splash of water or something like that, or maybe a single ice cube?
I'm gonna try that right now. Actually, put a little splash of water.
I might at some point get up and put
to see
if we have one, just a single ice cube in it, because it's pretty dense.
It's not too peaty either. It's not overpowering at all.
Like I think the standard I always go to is Lefroy. Lefroy is just
you're right.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, the flavors are kind of dense. You're right, but the peat isn't too much. It's really pretty light for an Isla. But I like.
Wow, it's fucking delicious.
It is delicious.
Every time I take a sip of it, I'm like, holy shit, that's really good.
It is really good.
And I think one of the things we talked about before this podcast, we were like, hey, last time we spent too much time talking about whiskey. We should, but then you busted out this shit. It's
this is really good. This shit is delicious. This is really good, dude. I'm glad I bought this.
I'm glad you did too. Okay, but I am going to go ahead and we're going to talk about the movie.
Let's do it,
and we'll get back to the whiskey
eventually
because we're going to keep on drinking it.
Yes,
so we're going to keep on talking about it. This
Port Charlotte, bravo.
This fucking movie, yes, bravo to Port Charlotte.
Port Charlotte.
That sounds
one of the newer, one of the newest distilleries.
So is that like a thing? Because like Airstone they're a new. Maybe there's like a, it would make sense. In the last 20 years in the U.S., there's been like a whatever, like in everything. There's been like a rediscovering boom of like craft, like bourbon and shit like that. So I'm sure the same thing's happening in Scotland. They're like, hey, these dudes have been making whiskey for 500 years.
Dude, Boonhaven with that documentary, The Golden Drum. But like specifically on Isla though, like most of the distilleries there have been there for a long time. Yeah, and Port Charlotte is the newest. As one of the newest one that I know there. It's pretty new. There may be one that's new too recently, but it's I don't read the Scotch Wikipedia every month to get updated on the new distillery.
Scotch Weekly.
I don't get Scotch Weekly.
There probably is. We should probably get in on.
We should. Scotch and
cigars. We should start publishing it. Okay, yeah. I tried to talk about the movie for 30 seconds.
Okay,
we got to
no more Scotch. Movie time.
We watched the fucking
Willy's
movie,
Wonderland.
Willy's Wonderland. And one of the first things that I thought about when I saw the trailer for this movie, I was like, they made this movie specifically for our podcast. This is the ultimate Whiskey Cage movie, right?
Well, I thought that's what you talked to Cage about when you saw him at I thought that's what you guys were. Hey, man. I was
like, hey, bro.
We got a podcast
that we're going to do in 2 years from now. Yeah. No.
So why do you think they made this movie specifically for our goddamn podcast?
First of all, I don't even. There's so many things to talk about.
We'll talk about one of them.
Wow, one of the most fascinating things about this movie, and again, this podcast is full of spoilers, so you should watch the movie first, probably.
I like to think that you listen to us talk about the movie first. And then you watch it, and then see like
if you agree or disagree, or shit like that. Yeah.
I think you could do it both ways.
But I'm just gonna say
we're gonna spoil the shit out of this
a little
movie.
bit. The fact that Nic Cage literally does not speak in the entire movie. I felt like.
Did you like that?
I did because I thought
it was awesome.
I think that's a acting tour de force type. He's like, I'm gonna do this because they probably like gave him a script and he had lines and stuff. He's like, No, I'm going to do this.
I think this is his best movie since he won that Oscar for that other movie.
Which you never saw.
That was garbage.
Which you didn't even see that movie.
But it was garbage compared to this.
I'm gonna make us watch that.
What movie was that?
Leaving Las Vegas,
Okay.
and
I'm sure that was
we're both gonna cry during the podcast.
While drinking whiskey.
No, yeah. So I thought that was the most interesting aspect of the movie. What do you find, or what did you your first impression of the movie? Hot takes.
Well, there is a significant cheese factor in this movie that I really appreciate. I loved it. Okay, let's get down to brass tacks.
Yeah.
I'm going to just lay it out there. You know that I'm not a fan of caging up when it's caged up too much.
Yeah.
I know you really appreciate Cage.
I love Cage.
You love Cage? I love Cage too. But there's times where I'm like, come on, bro.
Too cagey.
Too cagey.
Yeah.
However, in this movie, the only thing to watch in this movie is Nicolas Cage is the fucking star of this movie, and he does it so well. He's so awesome in this movie, dude.
It doesn't say a word.
It doesn't say a word.
Doesn't say
in
a
the
word.
whole movie. Everything he does is just like looks and snarl. Like he does a little snarl with his lip. He's wearing sunglasses half the time. His hair plugs get like greasy and shit, and he's like whipping them around when he's playing Pinball Wizard, and he's like, yeah, he does a great job in this movie.
Yes.
He's so awesome in this movie. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, he conveys like at least 3 different emotions with his face in this movie.
Possibly 3.5.
Well, I was pushing it a little bit.
Yeah, well, there was one time where his eyes were fluttering. It looked like he may be getting a chubby. Get a little bone. Wow, 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 wow.
Well, I think you're interpreting.
Hey, man, they shouldn't drop hints then.
So, a couple of things.
Yes.
Well, many things.
Many things.
We always talk about Cage's hair and his beard. I want to focus on the beard first.
Focus on the beard.
I thought it looked like a spray paint beard a little. Like it was very.
It looked okay.
David Ortiz, Big Papi.
It was very manicured. It looked like the fucking greens at Augusta right before the Masters.
But it looked unnaturally
yeah.
Like I know some dudes can grow. Like you might be one of those people that can do that.
Right.
It's.
So
It's
I've
very
learned
closely cropped, but at the same time very dark, and it didn't match his complexion.
I've learned something
yeah.
over the last period of time that I did not know about before. Mm-hmm. It's a technique that some unfortunate males use when they lack hair of the facial type.
Okay.
It's called microblading. And basically, they like tattoo fake hair or on your like face to make it look like you have a beard,
like don't
of the David Ortiz
don't women do that with like
Dominican type.
Don't women do that with
their eyebrows?
Eyebrows.
They do that with their eyebrows. Yeah.
And so dudes are doing that with
dudes
beards.
are starting to do that with their weak ass bitch beards. Yes.
Because I feel like I'm feeling a little attacked right now because I have a weak ass bitch beard. But
I wouldn't agree with that necessarily. I think it, there's a spectrum on everything, and around your face hole is pretty strong. When it gets up to your jaws that connect to your skull, it gets a little thinned out. But
I lack.
I think you rock it well.
Sideburns, basically.
There's nothing you can do about that, man.
Yeah,
it's just genetics.
Anyways,
it's like the Olympics
and
the NBA.
I'm kind of happy where my beard is these days, though.
Well, I'm happy for you if you're happy.
We've discussed my beard in the past.
So we're talking about Nicolas Cage's unnatural
looking beard, unnatural looking hair. Also,
what do you think? Okay, what do you think about the hair? Because you're more of a.
I'm not.
No, you can critique. You critique that more than I do.
I think something I mentioned to you during the movie.
Yes.
So we've watched at least 9 Nic Cage movies together. I've watched more Nick. So I've watched, I don't know, in my lifetime, 20 Nic Cage movies.
That's a significant number of Nicolas
I've
Cage
watched
movies.
40 hours of Nicolas Cage.
That's a lot.
That's a work week of Nic Cage.
I believe you've watched more than that because you've watched many of his movies multiple
times. Yeah, I have several of them. And I have no idea what Nic Cage's hair looks like. I have no fucking, like, although I've seen him in person.
What did you think?
I was pretty drunk when I saw him in person, so I can't get. I think he was more along the lines of his. He's regular thinning hair. Yes, he has hair.
He's got it's
definitely not as thick as it is in this movie.
The prototypical male pattern baldness thing going on, right? That's where his temples just fade out into his hair, and the top is just like it gets thinner and thinner. But he's tried to, as I said in the previous podcast, supplement his follicle density, I believe, or something like that.
Yeah. I think you're right about that. We're not seeing his natural hair, but we're also not seeing anything like. It's not like he. Well,
so what movie do you think we're getting closest to his natural crest of hair?
Oh, God,
the Cage crest.
In the movies that we've seen.
Yeah. Ooh. I think probably The Rock.
The Rock.
The Rock. What year was that? Do you remember?
1996. So
96? Oh yeah. But even then you said that you thought he might be supplementing.
Well, I just thought he might have dyed his hair. Okay. The color didn't look natural to me.
That makes sense.
But yeah. So
can I be honest with you for a second?
I would hope you would do that for every second.
Okay. Well, then I will do that for all these seconds that follow.
Yes.
I don't know a lot about the supplementation of male hair loss.
Yes.
So I don't know.
You're a fortunate soul that.
That's what I'm trying to be. I'm trying to be
for our listeners out there. Rudy has a luscious head of hair.
I have a thick mane of lion hair on my head that I can just.
I mean,
like an 80s video.
Are you shaking your head around
like
Yeah,
if I were like coming out,
like you're on
Baywatch,
White Snake's, the hood of White Snake's car.
Yes,
basically,
that's what I'm doing.
Jesus Christ. I, on the other hand, am not as fortunate as my co-host.
Hey man, it's not your fault.
Well,
it's not your fault. I feel for you.
Shut up. I'm cutting this all out, you son of a bitch.
What were you gonna say?
I don't know. I thought, what were you going to say? Because you had a whole thing.
Okay, and then you interrupted me.
Yeah.
By saying I have great hair. Thank you for that. Yeah. Thank you for interrupting.
You got distracted by me complimenting your hair.
I was gonna say, since I don't deal with that shit as much, like I don't know the difference between like bad plugs and terrible. You know what I mean? Like I'm not used to seeing that shit.
Oh, well, okay.
But I can tell when Cage is wearing like extensions, but the whole like plugs thing, I don't know what's what.
Well, for me in this movie, actually the thing that looked weird, there's a point pretty early in the movie they show him from the profile.
Yeah.
Just the back of his head, the way the hair comes to an end.
Yes.
It like I don't think that's humanly
Can
possible.
I tell you what I saw?
Yeah.
It looked to me, because at one point, I think it might be the same scene you're talking about, there was a light behind him that kind of silhouetted it.
Yeah.
And it looked like the hair in front was in bunches, like a pineapple plant.
See, I didn't get that at all.
Well, it looked like it was like in bunches.
Yeah.
So it looked like somebody had planted it there, like a pineapple farm in Hawaii or something, where they put because pineapples come out of the ground. If you didn't know that.
I did know that.
Did you know that? Good. So now you know what I'm talking about. So it looked like it was like rows. You know what I mean? Maybe that was before they got the whole randomization of the hair.
Well, this movie
down.
is literally released yesterday.
Right,
So
but he's probably had things going on for a while, right?
Yeah.
Because how old do you think he is now?
We talk about this every time.
We do.
I think.
Let's not talk about it.
I think he's in his mid to late 50s.
Yes.
One of us probably should have done the research. We've been doing this like for how long? By the way, do you have your phone with you or you don't? Okay.
It's over there.
Okay. Because I was just curious about who the girl was in this movie.
There was a question about her ethnicity at one point.
Well, she is
Because her fake mom in the movie is obviously an old white lady.
Yeah, but then it was clear that she was like.
She was not white. She was.
Well, no. But she remember her mom took her because her parents got killed. At Willy's,
Right.
And her, as a child, she was clearly black.
Yes.
As an adult, she was clearly
as an adult, she was clearly Filipina. So yeah. So basically what happens is there's this like Chuck E. Cheese place in Swampland, Louisiana, somewhere.
I saw the word Lafayette somewhere.
Okay,
so
we're just gonna assume that's that.
We're not going off like Rudy in the past, like it's the Great Northwest because
everything indicates that in the movie and the plot.
Shut your hole. I'm going.
And the director said it in an interview.
I'm going on.
What's known
information from the
movie.
movie.
So you're a pure factualist. You are a empiricist.
I'm a constitutionalist. Yes. If the forefathers wrote it, then I will believe it. And then otherwise, it's
guns for everybody.
That's not necessarily what they wrote.
Slaves for everybody.
No, hey, you son of a bitch! Jesus Christ! There's no mention of slavery in. All right,
is there? So. So basically what happens is, there's a haunted, possessed Chuck E. Cheese in Buck.
Well, actually, do you want, because we don't learn about this till a little bit later in the movie,
right.
But the backstory I thought was...
Did you like the backstory?
I did.
Okay.
And
It's cheesy horror backstory, right? Which is perfect for this movie. Because this movie is very silly and very... it plays on tropes, I would say.
Yeah.
It's kind of a satire in that way, which is kind of the brilliance of it, I would think. Because it does some... I think it's a pretty good movie. And it does some things that are like fucking around with the whole horror tropes. And it pays homage to other movies. To other movies that are in the sci-fi / horror genre, right? Because we notice one specifically.
Well, we noticed a couple of things.
Right.
But no, just to continue with what you're saying is that this movie, at the beginning, I
didn't know what to expect.
I didn't either, but I thought it was just going to be like a silly ass movie, and it was. But the more I watched this movie, the more I realized the director of this movie or the writer, whoever, they knew what they were doing.
Yes.
They not quite to the level of like Cabin in the Woods, where they were like making fun of, like, not making fun of, but they were like, yeah, like you said,
They're
paying
Cabin in the Woods
paying homage to like previous horror movies. They did a lot, although they dropped the ball on a lot of places.
Yeah, I totally see what you're saying. I totally agree. I saw the same shit. Yeah, agree.
But
totally.
I appreciated the fact that they were.
And they did a lot of things right, though.
The director probably, I'm going to go ahead and say is a fan or knows about. Do you even know who directed this? Did you?
I have no idea. Was it the same guy that did the soundtrack? Emol. That guy must have been like Scandinavian or European or something, right?
By the way, so I have a couple of notes about the music. If we want to,
Let's talk about that for a minute. Yeah. As we have 2 seconds of dead air because we're both drinking whiskey.
We're both. I was just pausing, and I'm going to ask you to pour me another whiskey.
I will pour you more, sir.
So, I have 3 notes about this
Yes.
movie. The music specifically.
Okay, go with the first one.
First one was I fucking hate the music.
You hated it?
The second note is the organ music during the sex scene is good. And then the third note is the music got better, and it really did. Like that was
Because it got metal at the end.
It wasn't just they got
I'm
metal,
joking.
but like the beginning, and maybe.
It was pretty awful.
But I think now, like looking back on it, I think the director and maybe the composer knew what they were doing. Like it was horrible, like 80s,
Yeah.
like jump scare music and shit like that. It was
Yeah.
it was fucking terrible. But now, like listening to after watching the whole movie, I think this composer
Did a
knew
good
what he was
job.
doing. Now
Yeah.
I have some respect for this dude or chick or I don't know.
Would you say he was lampooning as he was doing the soundtrack?
Is lampooning the right word? I'm gonna say he was I don't know, he was setting me up or he was
Setting you up
I don't know.
take your wallet.
But he was
in a game of 3-card Monty.
he's doing,
He's setting you up.
I don't know. He was doing a good job of
Yeah, I agree.
for what a lot of what this movie did was it actually, as dumb as this movie might seem on the outset, which it's a fucking dumb movie. There are some things that happen that I didn't expect.
Mm-hmm. I think a lot of the technical parts of the movie were really well done, even though the movie on the whole is really cheesy and corny in some parts. A lot of parts, it's a cheesy movie, but it's done so on purpose, and they do it with care and with love, as like to pay homage to movies of the past. Mm-hmm. And it does an excellent job at doing that. And Nicolas Cage fucking kills it, so he makes it a good movie.
I agree. However,
yes,
my biggest issue with this movie.
Yeah.
Don't do that ever again.
Okay.
I'm gonna. Wow, that's horrible.
All right.
My biggest issue is that the movie just doesn't fucking make sense. It just doesn't make. What the fuck?
What did you want to make sense of the movie?
Why does Nic Cage have to go play pinball every hour?
He doesn't have to. He just loves pinball.
No, but he has a watch. He has.
No, that's
like an
because.
alarm.
Do you want me to explain that? Because I can, within the logic of the movie.
Hold on, but then also like, why does Nic Cage also like? He seems to know what's going like.
That part,
when
he's
he's there and he gets attacked by an animatronic monster.
Yes.
And then he kills that monster and he tears
out its fucking spine. Its mechanical spine.
And then what does Nic Cage do? He doesn't try to escape.
No, he just goes back to work.
He goes back to cleaning. He starts cleaning again.
He starts fake cleaning.
So, okay, I don't want to get distracted, but I'm going to get distracted.
No. Go ahead.
Nic Cage doesn't know how to clean.
He does not know how to clean.
His director doesn't have to clean.
No.
And they did a montage.
There's clearly parts where Cage is just mailing it in with the cleaning.
They did a montage of cleaning at some
point. Not
point.
even using a Swiffer.
And I wrote, oh, God.
Cleaning montage. There was a cleaning montage in this movie. How awesome was that?
Yeah, I wrote, like, if you're going to do a cleaning montage, and the music was not very good for it. I was like,
no, it wasn't great. It wasn't good at all.
You're the best around might have been a good.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, what would if you're going to do a cleaning montage, really?
Oh, I would actually. I will say this: whoever did the score for this movie did some retro '80s shit.
I
that totally worked for the movie. It was. It sounded like a song you or I would make up, and like, you're the best. You go winner. Yeah, yeah. Like that kind of shit. That's what was going on, and it was awesome. I loved it.
You did? Okay.
I think that came with like the whole like lampooning of things in the movie.
No. I grew to absolutely fucking love the composer of this movie. Like,
but the score was over the top. Like,
it was great. It was great.
The scene where the people were.
My question to you was like, okay, so I don't think we've ever had a cleaning montage in a movie. What would your
cleaning montage song be?
Yeah. Choosing from the world of heavy, or not what, that has to be heavy metal, the world of music that you currently know.
For cleaning.
No, it doesn't. Well, I'm saying, what would you, because the first thing that came to my mind was Tool. I just
You want to have a 17-minute cleaning montage? It's very technical. It shows like scrubbing like the same nut like over and over, just like different angle.
I just want syncopated bass and just
and drums. Doing like different time signatures and fucking.
I want them to like match up incorrect, but then at the end it all matches.
They're all
up
doing
correct.
weird shit, and then like 5 minutes later they're all in sync.
Yeah, exactly. That's my clean montage.
Well, that's what happens every time I go to the gym. That's basically cleaning montage song. There's so many great ones. Oh, just so many.
Really? Are there really that many?
Yeah, there are.
Because I thought they were pretty much zero. You're right. We don't have to spend a lot of time on this.
No.
This is a throwaway question.
Yeah. Next question.
Yeah. Okay. Just the general look of this movie.
Yes.
It looked bad. Like they did this.
Bad.
Well, they did this thing, and I remember this from '90s videos, and I think it's called the fisheye lens.
Yes.
Where, like you see, like I guess they're more. They look closer to you, and then like
it distorts everything. Yeah.
They use that several times here, right? For just randomly, like it
randomly. I thought it was like the viewpoint of the demon animatronic characters.
I would have to rewatch it to see if that's accurate because I felt it was just.
Or just weird, like
because I thought there was a point where like the cop lady who might be the grandma, well not the grandma, but she took. I thought like they're in there.
I may have been wrong on that.
Yeah,
but I think they threw that in there just to like give a different weirdness to the movie.
That's what I thought too, but I just wanted to make sure I.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to make sure I understood that term is called the fisheye lens.
The fisheye. It is. It's a fisheye.
Fisheye. Which is awesome if you're making a 90s grunge video.
Oh. Yeah.
Rudy, I'm going to make some music video soon, and everything's going to be fisheye, and you're going to direct it. And, yeah.
While we're drinking whiskey. Yeah.
And by the way, in the fisheye, because there's one like thing that's obviously in focus, right? That you want to see.
Yeah, of course. There has to be always with the fisheye.
It's always going to be your cat, and then I'm going to be in the distance playing bass.
That's your dream.
That's the entire video. That's the entire video.
To be an unheralded bass player. That's your dream. That's your music rock dream. To be an underappreciated bass player. Even though you're a shredding guitar player, you're pretty fucking good at guitar. You want to be a nondescript bass player. Yeah. I'm somebody that can be awesome at bass but never gets credit. That's like, how much do I want to suffer?
Rudy,
we can still talk about it.
Rudy, what was your favorite animatronic robot? devil evil thing.
Well, the scariest one to me was a stupid fairy bitch with the evil
Sarah and
toothy
Sarah.
mouth. Yeah.
Sarah and Sarah. She was clearly
Creepy
the
as fuck.
creepiest, and she also gets my vote as the scariest.
Yeah.
As well.
But my favorite one was probably
So racist.
was Tito the Tortuga. He was so good because he spoke Spanish and they had the fucking subtitles and he was hilarious. He was so good, dude. He was the best.
I can't argue with it, but I love Sarah and Sarah because she was fucking just creepy as hell.
Creepy as fuck.
But Tito was
awesome.
fucking hilarious.
Just like the Jackson 5. Very unappreciated.
I'm just shocked that you know who Tito Jackson is.
Why are you shocked about that?
Because you're a youngster.
I'm a youngster with hair.
Son of a bitch. What are you guys gonna bring hair in this? You goddamn. All right, let's go to the next subject.
Okay, if you're wondering whether or not to watch the movie, watch the fucking movie. It's a great movie.
Yeah.
This might be one of my favorite movies that we've ever done on this podcast. Because it's
oh, go ahead.
like they throw in all the tropes for horror movies. Like there's teenagers involved, and there's an evil sheriff, and there's a dumb-witted sheriff that's trying to do good but gets duped and gets killed in the middle of like near the end of the fucking movie. So it's all that, but they do it well. They play off of that shit and make it a good and entertaining movie, but they also do some clever shit. And Nic Cage, as much as I complain about him caging it up in previous films, the way he caged it up in this movie was absolutely perfect. Like his non-speaking, just his gestures and his fucking the way he's like had his eyebrows and his snarl and everything was fucking great. He did he made the movie. We could have I would have been able to take all the fucking teenager shit out of it and just watched all the Nic Cage shit, and that would have been a satisfying movie to me.
Well, obviously I agree because I think
I hope so.
This might be one of Nic Cage's
Greatest performances ever.
Seriously, the dude didn't say a word.
Yeah.
Like
He was awesome.
Yeah.
He was fucking awesome in this movie.
F you, Tom Hanks, for doing whatever your bullshit movie was. And you
painting a volleyball.
You talked to a fucking volleyball. You probably had
that already had a name. Hey, at least he jizzed on it.
My issue with this movie is not.
You have an issue?
I have many issues.
What, at least tell us one of your
issues. And it's maybe they're setting us up for a fucking prequel, like
a prequel,
like Nic Cage clearly his character clearly was like he knew what he was getting into. It's like so. One of my first thoughts was was
he might have been a survivor of the past. Because that was one of my guesses.
Was getting caught part of your plan?
Oh, that's different than what I guess.
Of course. And then, like, because he seemed like he wanted to be in there, and he wanted to beat that fucking. He wanted to play fucking pinball, and because machines attacked him, and he didn't seem surprised at all. He didn't. He was not surprised. And then I'm okay with all of this.
Yes.
Up to this point.
Are you sure?
No, I'm not.
Let's pretend you're okay with all of it up to this point.
When all the kids get inside and they're there, and in the background you can see the creepy
the crocodile.
Yeah,
with the French crocodile thing.
What I don't understand is that nobody does anything until they're attacked.
Well, because they don't notice.
No, but they all know they're evil already. Everybody knows they're evil.
Well, that was specifically one scene where it was like ridiculous. But
No. I'm just saying.
no, you're right. But there was one scene where it was illustrated beyond a shadow of a doubt.
Oh, with
that was
with that
ridiculous.
dumbass
But
dude he looks like a young Colin Farrell. Who, right?
Yeah, that scene and the scene with the whore prostitute girl from the 50s that was supposedly, and then her boyfriend, which were banging in the room where the demonic serial killers used to sacrifice.
They knew.
That's the reason they were there. Okay, so basically there's a group of teenagers in this movie that know that Willy's Wonderland is a demonic Satan playground, and that the animatronic characters are serial killers that used to work there. So like the guy that was the manager was a serial killer, and he recruited other serial killers to work there, and then they all used to do like murder, serial killer shit, and satanic shit. So these kids know this, and they go there to burn the fucking place down and to shut it down. However, they end up doing the thing you're absolutely not supposed to do ever since the horror movies were invented, and bang in the room that is possessed by Satan.
Yeah.
And they accordingly get murdered, right?
And obviously, yeah, the director knew, like, he was like playing that whole
exactly.
Teenagers having sex get
murdered in the most gruesome of ways,
which they all should. Wait until marriage, kids. Wait till marriage.
Jesus says, wait until fucking marriage, dipshits.
Unless... All right, never mind.
So anyway, yeah, so there's that aspect of the movie, but the best aspect is just Nic Cage. And because this is what I think. I hear you on that with Nic Cage, but I think that he's just such a badass motherfucker that he is just going to deal with the shit. And if there's fucking demon-possessed serial killer animatronic motherfuckers trying to like kill him while he's cleaning to get his wheels back that are going to be badass, then he's just going to fucking deal with it and kill those motherfuckers and survive and get his fucking car back and just go the fuck wherever he wants to go.
I'm going to throw something at you.
Yeah.
I don't think you can catch it because you're not fast enough.
So I'm not going to throw it right back?
This movie takes place in the same universe as Drive Angry.
Does it? I didn't know that.
No, I'm just throwing that out there.
Oh. Ooh.
Because now Nic Cage is kind of just a bad, like he's just a badass. Like,
interesting. That is interesting.
Because it's his character makes no sense in this movie. It makes no sense.
He's a total anomaly, yeah.
It looks like he has like he knows what's going on already at this place, but
yeah,
why? Like, we have no backstory.
Do you want me to explain it to you?
Oh, Jesus Christ! Yeah, go ahead.
Because he's the player character.
Yeah, but still, the player character has some reason for doing.
Because they're playing the game.
Okay, but why? Why doesn't the character just want to fucking leave? You want?
Because he's playing the game.
Jesus Christ!
It's based on a video game, dude. That's his character represents the player character. He's there. He's put in that situation, and he has to fucking just do what he has to do to win the game, just to get the fuck out of there to survive. That's how I see it. By the way, that's how I see it. I think it's kind of brilliant, actually, because the teenagers are part of the whole world. They're part of the script of the world. And Cage's character is just put in there as nobody that talks, because when do you talk in a video game? You don't. You're the player character. That's why he doesn't talk. And he's there and he just fucking murders all the fuck. He wins the game. And he saves the fucking princess.
Wow.
That's how I saw it.
See, as a non-gamer, I never caught that. You're probably...
Does that make sense?
Yeah, it totally makes sense.
Do you see this movie in a little bit differently than you did when you were watching it?
And actually enjoy it a little bit less.
That's fucking
fucking terrible.